Hey everyone, my name is Şevval Kızılkan, and today we're going to talk about suprasegmental features in English. Let's start. First of all, I want to introduce you our MOOC presenters, Laura Roop, Cecilia Montenegro Perez, and Amanda White El Sharif. Okay, let's look at suprasegmental features in English pronunciation. These features include pitch, stress, tempo, intonation, and pausing, and they help speakers express emotions, highlight information, indicate grammar, and structure conversations. Um, We have four main functions of suprasegmental features. First of all, focusing function. Focusing function is like highlighting keywords using stress. For example, they scorned my nation. They scorned my nation. We're using stress. And a second, attitudinal functioner. In attitudinal function, we're using, like, we're expressing emotions like anger or excitement through tempo, like speed. Speed of speech is tempo. And third one, grammatical function. A grammatical function conveys sentence type with intonation, like rising or falling pitch. And discourse function is what organizes speech and signals continuation or completion through pausing. Pausing is the key here. And these features um, often combine, for instance, lists use stress, pauses, and rising intonation before the final item. The key idea is here, it's not what you say, but how you say it, okay? It's how you say it. Like effective use of suprasegmental features makes our speech clearer, and more expressive, and easier to understand for others. Okay. As I said, suprasegmental features such as stress, intonation, speed, pausing, and fluency affect how understandable, persuasive, and authentic a speaker sounds in English. Before that, I want to mention a few things: intelligibility, credibility, and identity in here. We said understandable being understandable, right? Like, what was the intelligibility? Intelligibility was being understandable of a while using a language. Credibility is, according to our accent, it was um it was like if people pursue us as a trustworthy person or not, according to or accent. And identity is what reflects our background, okay? And suprasegmental features such as I said, stress, intonation, speed, pausing, and fluency affect how understandable, persuasive, and authentic a speaker sounds in English. And now I'm gonna talk about the role of suprasegmental features. Okay, they operate beyond individual sounds and play a key role in intelligibility. What was intelligibility? Being understood, and credibility, sounding confident and natural. They also contribute to one's identity as an English speaker. These are the roles. And now I'm gonna mention word and sentence stress. Okay, word stress is emphasizes a particular syllable. Example, table. Okay. Sentence stress highlights important or new information, such as like put the glass on the table. I wanted to stress the word of table, okay? Put the glass on the table, not on the floor, for example. Research shows that misplaced stress rarely causes misunderstanding, but English sentence stress is important for clarity and meaning. I think this is so important because while we are talking, we need to stress to the right words in order to be like uh, clear and meaningful, create meaningful sentences. And sometimes stress change the word meaning. Contest, for example. And learners should focus on mastering English word and sentence stress patterns. Now I'm going to talk about intonation. Intonation patterns. Rising and falling pitch indicates sentence type, attitude, and emotion. And although differences in intonation rarely lead to confusion, they strongly affect expressiveness and naturalness. This is important. Learners are encouraged to practice English intonation to sound more fluent and emotionally engaging. And speed, pausing, and fluency. Okay, fluency refers to speech rate, smoothness, and use of pauses. And pausing is helpful. It separates ideas and gives time to think and listen. For example, if a person speaks too fast, then you won't be understand her, maybe, because you can't understand what she really meant. And slower speech can sound calm and thoughtful, while fluent speech is often perceived as more credible and persuasive. There's no single correct speech rate. Your style reflects your identity as a speaker and also what do you want to say. How do you want uh how do you want you to be perceived by the listeners? This is the important key. Your speed, it doesn't important, it reflects you. And now let's look at differences across countries. English is stress timed, meaning, rhythm and meaning depend heavily on stress and intonation in English, right? Like speakers of other languages may face challenges if their native language is, if their native language uses different rhythmic or intonation systems. I put some examples here. Syllable time languages, example, Italian, Spanish, Greek, may lack strong stress differences, and languages with fixed stress, such as or a language, Turkish, French, Arabic, apply stress predictably, unlike English. And tone languages, example, Chinese, Thai, White Vietnamese use pitch to change word meaning, not sentence meaning. And languages like Japanese, French, and Spanish may use particles or word order instead of stress or intonation for emphasizing. And now I want to talk about word stress and sentence stress. Okay, word stress is like each word, each word has stressed and unstressed syllables. Okay, example, consider. Stress on the second syllable, right? Consider. And English is a stress timed language, meaning stressed syllables occur at a regular intervals, while unstressed ones are reduced, often to the weak vowel, such as schwa, And examples are consider, participants, and particularly. Like in what we said in syllable time languages like oral language, like Turkish, all syllables are pronounced with roughly equal stress and full vowels. Consider, consider. Okay. English stress placement is irregular and influenced by word origin. So it's best learned by heart, like vocabulary, we need to memorize. And examples are develop, contest, and these words. And stress can also change meaning between words that look the same. Yeah, look the same. And sentence stress is like, for example, in the sentences we're using a stress when we want to highlight the important word, right? Like my neighbor is building a desk. Like what is the stress word here? It's desk, right? To emphasize, to contrast information, stress can move, of course. No, my neighbor is building a desk. Now, I want to stress that who is building a desk? My neighbor is building a desk. And sentence stress helps highlight key information and express focus or contrast. And yeah, I think I mentioned all. And stress patterns across languages are important too. You know, English is a stress time language, meaning that only some syllables are stressed at regular intervals, while others are unstressed. We are clear in here. Okay. In contrast, syllable timed languages like Spanish or French give roughly equal stress to all syllables. Okay. And the Farsi language follows a different pattern. Stress, stress always falls on the last syllable of a word. Like this, a native pattern can influence how Farsi speakers pronounce English words. For example, a Farsi speaker might say, I don't have all the informations in my mind, but I'm gonna give you a few examples. Competition, like the last syllable, okay? Reporter, like hospital. Like we are giving the stress to the last syllable, like ending. Like we're not saying ending, we're saying ending. We're giving the stress to the last syllable. And now I'm gonna tell you some um sentences, and you're gonna repeat and you're gonna check, okay? Emily has a dress and a jacket. She was going to wash and wear them, but now Emily is only wearing the jacket, not wearing the dress. What are you understanding here in here? I wanted to stress the word jacket, right? Now let's look at the second example. Natasha was in charge of washing and peeling some carrots and avocados, but she changed her mind. She thinks someone has already peeled all the carrots. I wonder what she's peeling. She's only peeling the avocados. Like I emphasized, I stressed the word of avocados, right? And for a last example, Derek was going to cook and eat the chicken and the potato, but not anymore. Derek is only cooking the chicken, not eating the chicken. Now, we're going to analyze and practice intonation. In here, I want to tell you what is intonation, what is tone. Okay. What is intonation? Intonation is like it involves pitch changes over like longer stretches of a speech to convey emotion. And tone is how should I say it? Tone involves pitch changes within individual words. Okay, where different tones can change the meaning of the word entirely. This is the difference. And practicing intonation helps learners to sound more like a native speaker, natural and expressive and fluent in English. And I want to talk about shadowing technique. There was an practice in MOOC, and in that practice, we were like selecting an audio clip of a suitable length to practice, and then we were listening it, and listening it a few times while reading along the transcript, and mark suprasegmental features like stress or and other aspects, whatever you want to, and practice them without recording, and then um, practice reading the speech with while simultaneously listening to clip, and repeat it for a few times. Uh, it 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 can be combined with physical movement, like walking around while speaking, if practical in the learning environment. Actually, this works for me. Like when I'm studying for an exam, I like to take my notebook or phone, like look at my notes and wander around the room and talk, like keep repeating them. And what is shadowing? And its purpose, shadowing helps speakers, learners speak more naturally and smoothly, actually, by training their pronunciation, timing, and flow. Like it develops listening and speaking skills simultaneously. Like you gotta work both of them simultaneously, and shadowing builds fluency, improves your rhythm and confidence by imitating native like speech patterns in real time. And you're going to be more confident in the end of this exercise. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. I put some of my comments here to show that I commented on the mode. And that was all. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.